People who drink too much alcohol are annoying, boring and generally just unpleasant to be around. I love going out with my mates as much as the next guy, but when all your mates ask you to do is go out to drink, it sounds pathetic. I had two friends who I thought were pretty cool people, and before I met them, I didn't go out that much, so I was excited whenever they asked me to go out. That was until all they wanted me to do was drink with them when we went out. At first, I tried to enjoy it. I tried to think this is normal, everyone around me is doing it, but I got sick that night, even though I didn't drink much, maybe 3 glasses of whiskey, and had a horrible hangover the next morning. They asked me out again after that. I went and only had 1 glass this time. I looked around me and all I saw was a bunch of drunk people laughing at nothing, people obviously pretending that they're enjoying themselves when you can see it in their body language and expressions that they're not. My mates got pissed drunk after only a few and you couldn't have a conversation with them anymore, so I went off home. I just had enough. Ridiculously loud music, too many people around, having to shout at each other because you can't hear anything, spending your hard-earned money on overpriced alcohol, and if it's late, you have to spend more money on a taxi home. I got my static and door security license last year. I live in Ireland, and gave door security a shot, as it was €15/HR, which is €5.35 above minimum wage, so I thought it would be great. I quit after a month. Doing nightclub security made me hate drunk people and alcohol even more. The amount of people I had to stop from coming in as they had too much to drink, no wristbands, were already banned from entry, or were aggressive was ridiculous. People spilling their drink everywhere, losing their possessions, fighting over the dumbest stuff, smashing things on the ground. Yeah, alcohol and people who depend on it to have a good night both suck ass. I feel like the older I've gotten, the less that kind of lifestyle makes sense to me. I have a friend who based her personality around alcohol, and it's so easy to outgrow people like that. People who get pissed drunk can get annoying. Really depends on where you go. I have friends that drink, I don't, and I'll go out with them and shoot pool at the local hole in the wall. It's always a good time. They never get so trashed that you can't understand what they're saying though. I was at the bar yesterday getting drunk and I asked the bouncer how annoyed he gets looking after drunk people. Seems like the only adult at a playground full of kids. He said it was pretty annoying as he was kicking me out the bar. People obviously pretending that they're enjoying themselves when you can see it in their body language and expressions that they're not. I like when people project themselves onto others. You have no proof that these people aren't enjoying themselves, lol, why else would they be there? You drink with the wrong people. I couldn't agree more. I have way too many friends who have to be drunk, or on some other drug, to have a good time, and it really gets to me. On top of that, they think I'm weird for deciding to only have a single drink or staying completely sober from time to time. Cheers bro, I'll drink to that. It's even worse when you're in a small town and that's the social circle. Saying too much is stating that there is a problem. So if it is seen as a problem, how the hell is this an unpopular opinion? I agree. I have not had alcohol all year and I think I'm just going to stay sober. I've just been turned off drinking because of my friends and family members from when I'm growing up. It just gives me so much anxiety. I'm also Irish, so you know the deal. Boy, this sure is an unpopular opinion. Rolls eyes. Someone close to me gave me this take on alcoholism. An alcoholic is someone who drinks more than you think they should. He has lost 2 wives, 3 jobs, and contact with one of his sons, numerous cars and a DUI that will make future employment problematic because drinking is the most important thing in his life. Yeah, he drinks more than I think he should. I think wild drunks give a terrible name to the rest of us. I love getting drunk on the weekends, but mostly with my friends in the comfort of my home, or there's playing Mario Kart, board games, and watching movies. A lot of the more wild crowd likes to go out. You are right. I can tell by the downvotes in the comments. This sub is trash. That's why I'm almost at 2 years sober. I was that guy. You must be fun at parties. JK, I bartend and I am always cringing at drunk people. Yeah, pretty much. If they stop drinking they end up boring or the biggest butt. This isn't unpopular with me, I love a beer buzz every now and then, but I grew up with a piece of shit alcoholic father. 35 years later and he's still a self-centered abusive asshole, still polishing off a bottle of whiskey every night, treating my mom like crap. It's probably about time to vent on raised by narcissists. One thing is going out occasionally for some drinks, and that can be enjoyable if we are all on the same wave. Of course, if you go out with a group that intends to drink and you don't want to, it's never fun to be the sober friend and see everyone drunk. This is why I drink alone. Bruh, when I get really drunk I just lay in bed and watch movies or YouTube videos, out listen to music, no matter how much I drink. My mom's an alcoholic, I mean, a bad alcoholic. She once shit herself and tracked literal fecal matter all through the house. She moved me to a new school because I failed too many of my classes, the reason being is when she was blackout drunk she would sometimes throw all the contents of my backpack in the garbage. Of course I objected but she didn't believe me. It's humiliating enough to ask your teachers to re-give you everything once, but the second time in the month, and they start to ask questions. That's a whole lot worse. For some reason I choose to take the blame and say I was stupid and lost them again, instead of telling them the truth, mainly because I live in Utah, in a predominantly Mormon state where alcohol is taboo. If I smell alcohol on anyone to this day I feel like throwing up, I can't stand it. When people get too tipsy it infuriates me to no end and I have no sympathy or patience for them. This is obviously the extreme, but drunk people are the worst.